Hello everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps and the final video in the Honey Sundae collection. Available today at royaltysoaps.com 3 p.m. Central Standard Time are the following soaps in the collection: Apple Clover Tea, Stargazing, Blackberry Magnolia, Silly Old Bear, Moo Moo Meadows, and today's soap. The design today is super springy. You guys are gonna love it, and so without further ado, let's make some soap. Everything is set up and ready to go, so now I can pour my lye water solution into my oils. It's a little bit chilly in my studio today, but my oils are pretty warm, so I'm hoping that'll counteract it. I'll tell you what, it has remained so cold in Texas this season. I don't know what it is, but we keep having cold fronts and freezes coming through, even though it's supposed to be getting warmer and warmer. Like, I want to put all my seedlings I started outdoors in the garden, but no, the weather. We're starting off salty today, apparently. Let's go ahead and blend this up on low until just past emulsion. Alright, I'm going to split this batch into two different parts. We have a couple of layers, and in the pot swirl, like, this whole soap is kind of a lot. So into the first half, we're adding some Pretty Kitty pink colorant. This is from Mad Micas. And then I'm going to show you mixing up titanium dioxide. So this is what it looks like in powder form. I have a little bit of warm water here, and I'm just going to pour just a little bit in there. It actually doesn't take much. Might take a little more than I put in there, but not much. Then I'm going to take my mini whisk. Listen, this is the only one I use. It's from Amazon, from the company Bonzen Kitchen. It is the best mini whisk I have found. It lasts so long. Add all that titanium dioxide in there. Then I'm going to put the entire container up here on a scale. And I'm going to add the first half of my fragrance oil blend. I'll tell you a little bit more about this custom blend in just a moment. I'll show you exactly what I'm using. Let's give this a good mix. All right, let's go ahead and pour into our two brambleberry molds. This is like Pepto-Bismol pink right here. I've gotten it to a nice thick consistency. It's still definitely thin enough that all of these layers are gonna look nice and flat, but it's thick enough that everything looks super incorporated. All right, both of these are looking super even, so it's time to put our mica line on top. I'm using a new yellow color today for this mica line. It is called Pot of Gold. It is from Mad Micas. This just looked like a lovely shimmery yellow, but not too green looking. Sometimes yellow micas look a little bit greenish, but this is like goldy yellow, so perfect for this soap. Before we move on to the next couple of layers, I wanted to show you how I'm fragrancing this soap. So I'm using 75% oatmeal milk and honey and 25% sweet pea. Both of these are obviously from Nature's Garden. Now, sweet pea by itself does rice a little bit, but because I'm only using 25%, I didn't experience any ricing in the batch I just made. The sweet pea really complements oatmeal milk and honey. Obviously, sweet pea is a floral. It also is sweet, and that complements the sweetness in the oatmeal milk and honey and the warmth in the oatmeal milk and honey. It's just a divine fragrance. Really perfect for spring. Feel free to use this. I'm calling this blend Honey Sundae, and if you use it in some of your products, tag me so I can see what you decided to do with it. I'm adding a thin green line as my next layer, and for colorant, I'm using Maniacal Pea and Radioactive Green. Both of those are from Mad Micas. I'm gonna mix them up with my mini whisk just to try to keep this soap as thin as possible. Once I get that first little emulsion done, I'm going to use my spatula here to go all around all the edges of this soap. And as you can see, it's keeping my batter nice and runny, even though I've been working with it for quite some time. All right, let's start pouring this green layer. I'm gonna start by pouring just a little bit. I only pulled out 15 ounces of my batter, so not very much at all. I need to make sure that all of that batter can stretch across all the soaps. So when I see it almost hitting the edge, I move a little further down. And as you can see, it's a good thing I did that. Otherwise, I definitely wouldn't have had enough for both of these soap batches. Also, to save me some dishes time, I'm going to scrape out this dish as much as I can because I'm going to reuse it for another color a little bit later. All right, let's go ahead and mix up our next layer. All right, we are ready for our final layer. I've added in all the rest of the fragrance oil. I've mixed in our 24 karat gold mica from TKB and our titanium dioxide. Now I'm gonna pour this one into our base container. All that goodness out, scrapey, my little container, because we're not gonna be returning back to it. I'm gonna go around the edges of my container and into the middle. All right, and now we can pour our final layer. I'm gonna break the fall using my scrapey spatula. Wow, look at that. It looks like a stone of some sort, like I don't know, like a geode maybe. All right, I may clean this up a little bit more. I might not. I might just leave it how it is, but I'm gonna let it sit up for a little while longer. I'll mix up my soap frosting and we'll be back to frost the top of this soap after a quick commercial break. So using the Royalty Soaps Soap Frosting Club Kit and the Atico 869, I'm going to start using the 3-2-1 method on the tops of these bars here. Now let me tell you guys, I am a little in over my head. You see, it all started out by me seed starting some like organic heirloom seeds for my mom. That's what I gave her as her birthday present. And I sowed according to the germination rates on the back of the seed packages. But let me tell you something. Every single seed I sowed actually ended up being viable. So I ended up with double as much as I originally intended to have. And now I'm going to have a 24 by 36 foot garden in my backyard because I cannot bear to throw anything away. I'm also going to start composting. It's become a whole thing. Now my kids are excited about it. I've even gotten Caleb involved. Like, it's going to be a whole thing. And for my garden in the back, I'm actually going to follow the recommendation from a pro gardener. He has a YouTube channel in case any of you guys are interested. His name is Charles Dowding, and he is known for the no-dig method of gardening, which is about as grand as it sounds. No digging. Before I continue, today's glitter is brought to you by The Good Glitter. It is called Double Bubble. I also added a little bit of hollow from Brambleberry. Anyway, you essentially cover all of your ground with a little bit of cardboard, put compost on top of it, and you just plant right on top of that, and eventually the compost breaks down, all your little roots go into the soil, and you don't have very many weeds. So it's kind of the best of all the worlds. I have an area on my property that I believe the previous owners were using as a place maybe to keep like some goats or something, so it's already pre-fenced. I'm gonna grow seed potatoes, I'm gonna grow some bell peppers. It's gonna be a whole thing. I may be sharing some of that on my Instagram. I have no idea if you guys are any sort of interested in seeing me try to do a garden from scratch this year. I have done a cut flower garden, but because I'm growing food and stuff, it's gonna be a little different. Now let's add our honeycomb embeds. And after I add those, I'm gonna spritz them all with Sparkle Me Gold from Mad Micas. All right, all of those guys are in, so let's give them a quick spritz. And I'm gonna do a quick spritz on the other side as well, just so it matches a little bit and there is some gold shimmer on all the bars. And now it's time to add all the flowers. I'm gonna start by putting a little blue flower on the top of every single bar. Then I'll do pink in the middle and purple at the bottom, so that the purple and blue, which look the most similar, are separated by a flower that doesn't look as similar. I hope you guys have really loved this collection. It was so inspired. Listen, there are some months where it just flows. I think I came up with all of these designs within 24 hours. I'm so excited for my little sweetie boy's party. I know everything is always funny with soaps because it's always a month behind. Will's birthday is at the end of April, but this collection is launching at the beginning of April. Ooh, this soap is getting a little bit harder, so I'm probably going to have to go a little faster than I'm going right now if I want to get all of them in. Wow. Yeah, you could say I'm pleased with this soap. So let me go ahead and spritz the top with rubbing alcohol. We'll lock in all of that shimmer that we put on the top. Get it from this angle. And there you go. This is what the soap looks like. Oh my God. Okay, let me bring you in for a close-up. Behold the Honey Sunday soap up close and personal. Oh my God, those colors are fantastic. I cannot wait to cut this up. We will do so in 18 to 24 hours after. Come on, you know what's coming. What's the last statement? Also, these end pieces, bomb. They're going to look awesome. Anyways, we'll be back after this quick commercial break. Look at this. Look at that green. This soap like matches my nails. Look at it. Okay, I have set the soap in my soap cutter, Natasha. There we go. I'm gonna pick one out of the middle here, and this is what it looks like on the inside. So you can see our little swirl of gold and white. We have a really, really straight, thin line of green. We have that gold mica line, the pink. Also, it fills in that middle so well if you do the piping the way that Simeon does it. There are almost no holes in all of my tops now. The smell, absolutely fantastic. It smells so good, so springy, so fun. Honestly, I could call this Hoppy Sunday. Looks like the Easter Bunny. I'm gonna ask you guys a weird question of the day I saw on Instagram this morning. Would you rather be chased by one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Oh, how do people come up with these questions? I just think duck-sized horses would be the cutest thing ever, and they wouldn't be able to get me up a tree. However, a horse-sized duck, I feel like, could snap me up out of everywhere. So I'm going with option number 2, 100 duck-sized horses. Now, this is a very important question, okay? You all must let me know down in the comments below what you would pick. You must weigh in. It's a very monumental question, one that could change your life. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up or whatever, and maybe subscribe to the channel. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today, like walking out through a field and picking some wildflowers, or maybe trying some local honey from a local beekeeper. I don't really care what you do, just be sure you do something fun for yourself, and I will see you guys in the next video where we will announce the next collection. Or if you are already a Royal Newsletter VIP, you already know what that next collection is. So I highly recommend signing up. We're doing a lot of fun stuff on the newsletter recently. Okay, I will see you guys next week. Have an amazing weekend, and bye for now.